Introduction and background.
Motivation within a work environment is one of the greatest challenges for managers. It has been observed that high levels of motivation is directly linked to high levels of performance and productivity. Therefore, increasing the motivation of their employees is a major goal for any organization. A lack of motivation in the workplace is associated with employees seeing no value with the work they perform and therefore seeing no reason to achieve their individual and organizational goals. Therefore, a business cannot function properly or efficiently if it does not have the employees that are knowledgeable, dedicated, or motivated.
eWeb marketing sees the importance of motivation as a way of attracting and retaining skilled employees by focusing on interpersonal relationships, employee empowerment, work-life policies, and employee professional development via training incentives. The IT industry is highly profitable, but has a high demand compared to supply for its workforce. This means that an IT organization needs to employ exceptional motivational strategies in order to attain and attract highly valuable human resources to remain competitive in an extremely dynamic IT sector.
Issues.
But what about other industries, such as the private sector, who may not be faced with such dynamic environments or simply do not have the resources to offer similar rewards and benefits to their employees as organisations within the IT industry? The employers within these sectors still need to employ motivational strategies because a highly motivated individual works hard at their job.
So the question is, how can a manager motivate their staff beyond just offering financial rewards? First, we must explore, what is motivation? How can we define motivation in order to use it in the workplace?
Motivation is a behavioural impulse that causes a person to act. Motivation cannot be directly observed, however can be inferred by an observation of a person's behaviour. Motivation in simple terms is what energises people, maintains and controls behaviour. It is widely accepted that motivation directly links to productivity and value. Motivation is a device that an organisation and managers can utilise in order to gain high performance work results from employees. A company that makes their employees feel part of the organisation can directly improve the quality of life for their workers. eWeb marketing involves their staff in 200 hours of training each year in order to create a positive work environment.
Theories of motivation.
There has been numerous attempts at deriving a theory for what motivation really is. The most promising of these theories are those of Abraham Maslow, Clayton Alderfer, Frederick Herzberg, Elton Mayo, and Edwin Locke. Abraham Maslow theorized that the hierarchy of human needs breaks the needs into 5 main categories of higher and lower order needs. The higher order being self-actualization, esteem needs, lower order being social, safety, and physiological needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs states that people are motivated by certain levels of needs. If one level of need is fulfilled, then an individual may seek to fulfill the next level, and so on. A deprivation of a particular need may motivate an individual to satisfy that need. Once lower levels of needs are fulfilled, then an individual may meet higher levels of growth. A deprived need may negatively influence attitudes and behaviours. However, by providing opportunities for need satisfaction may have positive motivational consequences.
A person in their mid-40s paying off a mortgage and raising a family is going to be concerned with the safety needs, such as job security, base compensation and benefits. On the other hand, a senior employee nearing retirement, home paid off, kids moved out, and already planning their retirement would not be motivated as much by remuneration. They would instead be more likely to be following their self-actualization needs, such as job flexibility or creative work. Depending on employment status, field of occupation, stage in life, and more possibilities there are consideration for managers when trying to decide how to motivate employees.
A promising effort to build upon Maslow's theory is the existence, relatedness and growth theory, otherwise known as the ERG theory, which was proposed by Clayton Alderfer. This theory reduces Maslow's 5 needs into just 3 needs: existent needs, physiological and material well-being, relatedness for desires for satisfying interpersonal relationships, and growth needs for the desire of continued personal development. The main difference with this theory compared to Maslow's theory is that the lower level needs do not need to be satisfied in order for higher level needs to become activated. Also, fulfilled needs can become reactivated and influence behaviour when a higher need cannot be satisfied.
In early motivational theories, pay is considered a primary motivational factor and a source of performance feedback for the person with a high need for achievement. It can be a source of personal security for someone with strong existence needs. It can also be used indirectly to obtain things that satisfy social and ego needs. Pay for performance in the form of merit pay plans ties pay increases to improvements in performance. Various remuneration programs such as bonuses, gain sharing and profit sharing allow employees to benefit materially from improvements in profits and productivity. Pay for knowledge systems typically link pay to the mastery of job-relevant skills and motivates individuals to seek professional development in order to increase pay packages and advancement in their career.
The two-factor theory by Frederick Herzberg breaks motivation into two groups called job dissatisfier or hygiene factors and job satisfiers. Hygiene factors include work conditions, co-worker relations, policy and rules, supervisor quality, base wage and salary. It is important to note that by improving hygiene factors, people can become less satisfied with these aspects of their work, therefore will not increase job satisfaction. To increase job satisfaction, a different set of satisfiers should be included: achievement, recognition, responsibility, the work itself, advancement and personal growth. Therefore, according to the two-factor theory, the use of motivational improvements by things such as special office fixtures, attractive lounges for breaks, or even high base salaries, which are used extensively at the e-web marketing, may not quantify significant improvements in motivation. The nature of the job itself and the direct attention towards aspects such as responsibility and opportunity for personal growth and development are key satisfier factors for employees.
Other satisfier factors include things such as a sense of achievement, feelings of recognition, a sense of responsibility, the opportunity for advancement, and the feelings of personal growth. In the case of e-web marketing, the key company philosophy is the transparency of company decision-making and the inclusion of employees in the key decision-making process.
Elton Mayo theorized that motivation at work is promoted by factors other than remuneration incentives, such as greater communication, good teamwork, sense of achievement, responsibility and empowerment, opportunity for development and advancement, ensuring work is interesting, challenging and non-repetitive.
Effects of motivation in the workplace.
E-web marketing has found that providing trust and respect towards their employees creates a sense of empowerment and value within the organisation. By providing realistic goals and an interesting working environment instead of just pay incentives, increases the employee's motivation.
Creation of motivational work environments can differ due to cultural and individual differences of employees. Instead of developing a one-size-fits-all system, managers need to respect these differences and provide an appropriate system that maximises employee satisfaction and growth. It is crucial for leaders to understand and measure motivation in their workplace, both internal and external, in order to create a working environment that can succeed within a highly dynamic and competitive market.
IT companies in Australia have consistently been regarded as top employers for their strong emphasis on work-life balance. However, there is a stark contrast between the IT industry in Australia and the IT industry in India, with only 9 out of 30 IT companies in India boasting work-life policies. The lack of work-life policies can be detrimental to one's mental health and also lead to decreased productivity. Furthermore, there are no incentive remuneration systems underpinning company policies, which could also be a factor leading to a decline in employee efficiency and loss in work satisfaction. It is expected that employees within Indian IT companies are lacking motivation to perform at peak levels due to a lack of extrinsic motivation and poor job enrichment. Given the high stress and workload experienced by these staff, it would be beneficial for managers to consider incentives for employees to maintain a high standard of work that respect individual needs and potential.
Additionally, the goal-setting theory described by Edwin Locke showed that clear goals and appropriate feedback motivates employees. Edwin highlighted that by working towards a goal is a major source of motivation, which in turn improves performance and self-satisfaction. With this, however, employers in India would need to mitigate the negative effects of workplace stress by ensuring that adequate resources are available to meet workload requirements. This is achieved by managing staffing levels and re-evaluating demands placed on employees. Once new appropriate goals are set, it can be expected that the companies would experience higher motivation among employees and decrease stress levels. To further improve employee motivation while still encouraging staff to value their work, Google's 20% rule could be adapted. This rule states that in addition to an employee's regular projects, they are permitted to spend 20% of their time pursuing their own projects they believe will benefit the organisation. This structural alternative yields significant results for employees and increases independence that can foster the workplace environment of trust, motivation, and innovation.
Strategies and solutions.
When financial incentives are limited, it is vital that managers survey staff to gain feedback regarding their workload, engage in active listening, and ensure there are no barriers affecting communication. Managers can then start to implement various short and long-term strategies to help employees deal with workload and to motivate all employees. All managerial staff will need to be properly trained in ways to motivate staff and promote work-life balance. Once the strategies are implemented, the organisation should start to experience an increase in not only motivation, but also overall employee welfare and productivity.
The start of any positive relationship between the company and its employees begins at the hiring stage, where the company must choose the most suitable employees. Despite the extensive hiring trends we see today, even hiring employees without standout qualifications can result in problems if they lack motivation or are not taken care of.
Defined as any consequence that causes a behaviour to repeat or increase in frequency, positive reinforcement should be central to a manager's motivational strategy. For a reward to have maximum reinforcing value, it must be delivered only if the desired behaviour is exhibited. Managers new to motivational programs can, however, mistakenly focus on the type of reward, such as whether to issue a gift card or an iPad, instead of concentrating on the behaviour that needs to be changed.
Assessing staff on their most meaningful recognition experience, Google assumed that responses would be the ones associated with more money. However, they were surprised to hear that receiving recognition from a highly regarded peer and with only a small monetary reward was more meaningful. Managers taking time and effort are key reasons why employees appreciate personal rewards.
After the occurrence of a desirable behaviour, positive reinforcement needs to be individualised and delivered immediately to ensure employees repeat this behaviour in the future. However, a common trap for managers is the one-size-fits-all approach to reinforcements. Rewarding all staff equally, regardless of quality and effort, dilutes the significance of the reward and introduces an environment where hard work is not acknowledged. The right reward and recognition program cannot be purchased off the shelf. Every company's culture, preference, and workforce have different characteristics that can dramatically shape or impact the effectiveness of such programs.
Many companies do not have the luxury of financial incentives or have been forced to cut back on financial incentive programs due to the fluctuating global economy. With morale falling, employees need to think of ways to keep their staff motivated and valued through non-cash incentives. A 2009 McKinsey quarterly survey found that employees given the chance to lead a project or task force provided a greater motivator than financial incentives, such as cash bonuses, increased pay, and employee share ownership. These opportunities allow employees to make strong contributions through innovation whilst developing leadership capabilities that ultimately benefit the company.
SAS Institute has been on the Fortune's 100 Best Companies to Work For list every year since first published. The SAS create positions that invigorate, inspire, engage, and constantly challenge employees to produce their best work. By finding the right intrinsic motivator for each group of employees, they've managed to limit their turnover to between 3 and 5%. S&P Security has reduced their staff turnover from 22% to 14% by offering additional training incentives, improving professional development, assists employee career advancement, provides a source of motivation through achievement, and ultimately benefits the company.
Conclusion.
While a challenge, it is important for managers to measure and control motivation. Early theories suggested that pay was a primary motivational factor to improve employee production and performance. However, in the 21st century, a number of other factors relating to the general working environment have been included. For example, Mayo's theory focused on building motivation by communication, opportunity, and teamwork, while Maslow theorised that motivation was based on differing levels of human needs. As each employee is different, it is essential for managers to process and review the cultural and individual needs of employees in order to increase development and maximise motivation. This not only provides a fulfilling work environment for employees, but also helps the company achieve its organisational goals to a high standard. Thank you very much for your time. We hope you enjoyed this presentation. Are there any questions?